Can you tell if someone's dangerous by looking at their house? Let's get into it. Today, I'm going to cover a true story from the Netflix documentary called Gone Girls. I'm Carolyn, and I'm a feng shui consultant. I believe your home and what's in it tells a story. You can use your home to shape your story the way you want, and then you can also use that information to understand other people, including potential partners. I used to have a hard time choosing the right partner and ended up married to someone with a secret life. But when I became a feng shui consultant, I started to apply feng shui principles to my own life, including my dating life. So, Gone Girls tells the story of a series of women who disappeared and their bodies were found later along a particular stretch of Long Island. The hunt for the culprit took a shamefully long time, and when they finally identified the suspect, it was a surprise to many. But there were clues in his home. He was a successful architect with an office in Manhattan. He dressed like a professional businessman and was even interviewed on the news at one point. However, he lived in the same house he grew up in, which is fine, but it was not a happy home to begin with. And the house was never updated or even maintained. It was a sore thumb in a nice neighborhood. In feng shui, since a house reflects the people living in it, a house that does not change reinforces behavioral patterns of the people living in that house. And since this house didn't change and it was not a happy home, that could have continued to reinforce negative beliefs and behaviors. A neglected home, one that isn't maintained or updated, can indicate neglect in an area of that person's life. In this case, it may be that he was not able to develop normal psychology, which is evident from his actions, but his environment may have potentially contributed to his already bad tendencies. This documentary also included interviews with the neighbors. They expressed extreme discomfort with knowing what his job and seeing his home. Multiple neighbors were creeped out by his home, and with some even crossing the street instead of passing in front of it. Another interesting tidbit in this documentary was the fact that he lived with his wife. She claimed to have no idea that he had harmed so many women. She just thought he was traveling a lot. It's as if she was blind to what was right in front of her, both literally with the house around her and with what her husband was doing. In another video, I break down how coherence is one of the things to look for in someone's home. Does that home make sense for that person? So, this is a great example where it does not match at all. But the women that he targeted did not know where he lived, they did not see his home, so they were not able to use that information. So, bottom line, if someone's home does not make sense for that person, trust that information, try to find out more. But if their home does not make you comfortable, trust your intuition. Subscribe today for more tips on spotting potential relationship issues using feng shui. And if you want to make sure that you're not the red flag, contact me to schedule some time to discuss whether a consultation is right for you. And if you're not ready for a consultation, I have a card deck of feng shui tips to get you started.